After the Pistons lost Game 4 to the Orlando Magic, people were saying, are the Pistons the worst one seed in NBA playoff history? Well, they won 3 straight games, and now they host the Cleveland Cavaliers in the second round of the NBA playoffs. Are they still the worst one seed in the history of the NBA playoffs? We'll talk about it here in this video. We'll also cover the Lakers at Oklahoma City. Let's get right into it. Detroit will be a 3-point favorite. The total sits at 216, and the Cavs are coming off a 114-102 victory over Toronto in Game 7. Donovan Mitchell with just 22 points on 9 of 20 shooting in that game, 2 of 9 from beyond the arc. And the Cavs were 0-3 on the road in the first round of the playoffs. They were 2-2 in the season series versus Detroit, and the home team was 1-1 for both of the teams in the season series. 3 of the 4 games went under the total, the only exception being a game that was decided in overtime. The Cavs have won 7 of their last 10 versus the Pistons, but of course, the Pistons aren't the same team they were in previous seasons. The Cavs are 1-7 against the spread in their last 8 road games. And if you look at the Cavs head coach, Kenny Atkinson, a career record in the playoffs of 9-11, and he's lost 4 of his last 5 playoff games as a head coach on the road. Detroit, they won 116-94 against Orlando in Game 7, 3 straight wins after trailing 3-1. Cade Cunningham, 32 points in Game 7, 32 points in Game 6, 45 points in Game 5. He struggled a little bit at the beginning of the series, but looks like Cade Cunningham has hit his stride in the NBA playoffs. And so has the Pistons defense. The Pistons rank first in opponent scoring in the playoffs. They're allowing opponents to average just 97.7 points per game. And I've heard a lot of people say the old adage, defense wins championships, isn't true anymore. I'd say talk to my man Lee Corso. Not so fast, my friends. Detroit is 7-1 straight up in their last 8 home games. The under is 13-3 in Detroit's last 16 against the Cleveland Cavaliers. Jalen Duren finally had a solid game in Game 7, 15 points and 15 rebounds. He averaged 21.7 points and 12.3 rebounds per game in 3 games against Cleveland in the regular season. But this kid's really struggled in the postseason, and his points total sits at 15.5. He did not go over 15 points in any of the games against Orlando. I think it's a little bit too early to jump on him at the number of 15.5. But give me the Detroit Pistons. I'll take Detroit minus the 3 points in Game 1. I do expect a letdown for both teams coming off of a Game 7 victory, but playing on the road is a lot tougher in such a letdown spot than playing at home in front of the fans. So give me Detroit minus 3. We'll talk about the Lakers and the Thunder. But before we do, let me tell you about some promotions we have available for the summer at WagerTalk.com. And let's start with the yesterday's video. We did hit the early game. We had the Knicks beating up on the Sixers. Unfortunately, I said that even though that I was on Minnesota in their Game 6 win over Denver, even though I was giving Minnesota the advantage in the head coaching, I wasn't sure that the defense that they had so much success with against Denver would be as successful against the Spurs. I reserve the right to change my opinion, but after Game 1, it certainly looks like the Spurs will have a series on their hands. 1-1 in the video yesterday, 3-0 for clients, 5-0 for clients the last 2 days. And let's see what people have been saying in the videos. This guy is Mike Vrabel's brother. Don't tell my wife that. What do you get if Alec Baldwin shoots roids instead of shooting people? Alec Baldwin is 68 years old, my man. I'm just 50. I don't know where you guys get the roids comments from all the time. Anyways, keep them coming. I enjoy those comments. But as far as the promotions, here's one that I'm probably not even supposed to share with you because this is only available at picksandparlays.net. 1 year, all access, 365 days, just $999. I don't know if you guys know this, but I was the #1 profit handicapper in the football playoffs this year. That's NFL playoffs and college football playoffs. I absolutely dominated both pro and college football in the playoffs. Solid seasons, but the playoffs were better than the regular season. Major League Baseball hitting over 60% the last 365 days for a profit over 60 units. So we're one of the top baseball services on WagerTalk. We got the World Cup coming this summer, and I was #1 in the last World Cup. I hit 71% of my picks in the tournament. And we also have a special for myself and Ben Burns. You can get every soccer play from today through the end of the World Cup for $299. That's me and Ben. You can get that at either of our pages at Picks and Parlays. And Ben has never lost a 5% play in the sport of soccer. Before we get on to the game, let's just remind you of this one. If you're not following me on Twitter, at Jesse Schule, give me a follow. Check out the pinned tweet. Talks about our dominance in the NBA playoffs over decades. And we measure success in decades, not in what did you do for me the last 2 days. So let's get into the Lakers. 15.5-point underdog at Oklahoma City. Total sits at 214. The Lakers won 98-78 in Game 6 at Houston. And a few former NBA players were saying, LeBron, he went to get that juice before Game 6. And hey, it's not me saying it. In fact, it was Theo Pinson and Thaddeus Young saying it on a podcast that LeBron went to go get that juice. They specifically said he went to Germany to get the juice. And, you know, they're not the first people that have said that. We know Chael Sonnen said some stuff like this, and Kevin Garnett has said similar things. But anyways, I'll just let that marinate. The under was 4-2 in the series versus the Rockets. LA ranks dead last in the playoffs with an average of just 76 field goal attempts per game, and that's an indication that they're playing at a very slow pace. Might have something to do with their 41-year-old superstar. The under is 8-2 in the Lakers' last 10 overall. However, the over is 9-3 in the Lakers' last 12 at Oklahoma City. I can assure you it wasn't the Lakers doing the scoring in those games. The Lakers are 0-4 straight up and 0-4 against the spread versus Oklahoma City in the season series. LeBron scored 28 points on 10 of 25 shooting, 2 of 5 from beyond the arc in the Game 6. I can't say one way or the other about going to get that juice in Germany, but he had a pretty good game. I'm not sure that he's going to have a good game here against the Oklahoma City Thunder. He averaged just 17.5 points per game against the Thunder in the regular season. And the Thunder are very physical. They're very fast. They're very athletic. They love playing defense, and they love shutting down the opposing superstar. And I think that guys like Lou Dort would love nothing more than to shut LeBron down, blow the Lakers out in the first half, and watch LeBron ride the pine for the majority of the second half. His points total for this game sits at 20.5. I'm going to go under LeBron James' points total of 20.5. If I was taking the side, I wouldn't be taking the Lakers. Let's put it that way. So we're taking LeBron's points total under, and we're taking the Detroit Pistons -3. If you like this video, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel. If you've got anything to say about me or Alec Baldwin, hit me up in the comments below, and I will get back to you as soon as I can.